The Republican governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, is proposing a special police force to oversee their elections. Voting rights advocates and Democrats are raising the alarm. They say the election police force could lead to voter intimidation. Under the governor's proposal, the police force would have 52 members, including 20 sworn officers, whose job would be to investigate, detect, apprehend, and arrest anyone for an alleged violation of election laws. A Republican candidate for governor in Georgia is proposing the same thing for his state. Former Senator David Perdue says he wants to create an election law enforcement division to investigate election fraud and make arrests. This week, we watched 2 voting rights bills crash and burn, but now a bipartisan group of senators is aiming to create a more modest, slimmed-down election overhaul package that could garner enough Republican support to pass. NBC's Sahil Kapur now. Who in this group, are we talking about, and what kind of remaining election reforms are they looking at?
Well, the group includes moderate Senate Republicans such as Susan Collins of Maine and Mitt Romney of Utah. It also includes more moderate Democrats like Joe Manchin, Kyrsten Sinema, and Jeanne Shaheen. And they're talking not about voting rights in particular, but they're talking about election subversion. Things like clarifying the 1887 Electoral Count Act to make clear what the vice president's role is and what Congress's role is in counting electoral votes. They're also looking at new laws to protect local election officials from threats and intimidation and harassment that we've seen the kind of in recent months. There is guarded optimism that they can pull this off because there is a real bipartisan consensus around the narrow and limited issue of preventing future candidates from trying to steal the election. Democrats and Republicans are quite troubled by former President Trump's such attempts after the 2020 election. You see the names on the screen there. These are the types of individuals who have supported bipartisan deals in the past. And one template for success here is the bipartisan infrastructure bill, which had some overlapping members. And now, like then, Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell was sort of on the periphery, had encouraged the talks and only stepped in later, ultimately delivered 19 Republican votes, and that bill passed overwhelmingly. Aides are hoping that this follows a similar path, but there are pitfalls. Former President Trump has yet to weigh in on this. It's unclear if he's going to take kindly to this. He's known to be quite sensitive about the issue of elections in general. And Democrats, for their part, while President Biden opened the door to this a few days ago, suggested that if voting rights fails, that they believe they'll get some results on election reform. But many Democrats are not quite so quick to embrace this, still stung and burned from the failure of their 2 major voting bills earlier this week. Kelly?
All right, Sahil, thank you tonight. We appreciate it.